I don't myself have too high an opinion of his enthusiasm for racing. I may be doing him injustice. So I think I would rather back, if I had to have a bet, Dutch Sam, who's at least won over hurdles and shown some good form. Let's see what the others say. Well, 12 of them go for Sea Pigeon, predictably the mind of Ron Barry. 6 go for Dutch Sam, 3 for Panmure, and 1 for Bobby Gordon, who I would imagine would be an outsider. And we can have a look at the betting too.
And a very strong favourite indeed. Sea Pigeon opened at 11 to 10 on, now 5 to 4 on. 3 to 1 against Dutch Sam, having opened at 5 to 2. 8's Panmure.
He's now in 4th. In 5th is the one who made all the early running, Archetto, who's now dropping back. After Archetto comes Bobby Gordon, who in turn lost his place, and then Panmure. And this group are all a long, long way clear of the Scottish-trained filly Hitachi Bell. Into the last straight now, where they've got just over 3 furlongs to travel. And on the right of the picture, Craig Prince, out-jumped though by, and the fall of the Good Judge, who really accelerated into that flight but came down, but quickly up on his feet, as also is the jockey, Mr. Ridley Lamb, so he's okay as well. Meantime, as they run to this final flight, it's Sea Pigeon, the favourite, who's come cruising through under Ron Barry to take up the running. He might be ungenerous on the flat, but he's certainly showing well over hurdles. And coming to this, the final flight, and it's Sea Pigeon up and over clear of Dutch Sam, and it's just these two who count now. They've gone well clear of the remainder, headed by Archetto, who's run back into 3rd place. Then comes Craig Prince, but racing for home now, and it's Sea Pigeon, this seabird gelding, drawing right away now to open his winning account. He wins now at the first time of asking. I say now he's got 100 yards to go, nearing the post now. Sea Pigeon it is, crossing the line now. The winner in 2nd place, Dutch Sam. In 3rd, although he's yet to get to the post, is Archetto. Then comes Craig Prince, followed in by Panmure, Bobby Gordon, and then Hitachi Bell. So the market proved the pointer here. Sea Pigeon winning this first in the series of 14 of this Panama Cigar Hurdle. But a very easy win for Sea Pigeon, but we can see the fall of Good Judge as he came to this second last flight. Good Judge, second on the right now, who reached for the flight, hits the top bar, goes down, crumples, lands on his nose, looks an awful fall, but these awful falls, well, often they have happy outcomes. Certainly in this case that was one of them, because although all 4 legs in the air, and poor Ridley Lamb stretched right across the turf, both he and the horse got up onto their feet okay. So all's well that ends well, and they live to fight another day. Meantime, this is Sea Pigeon, and confirmation of the outcome of the 2:45 here at Gosforth Park. The winner first, number 9, Sea Pigeon, owned by Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained near Penrith by Gordon Richards, ridden by Ron Barry. Second was number 5, Dutch Sam, owned by Mrs. N.S. Harris, trained by Harry Bell, ridden by Donald Nolan. And third, number 1, Archetto, owned by Mrs. Jack Hardy, trained by her husband, and ridden by Steve Holland. Sea Pigeon, bred in the United States because his sire, the late Seabird, was at stud over there, and a horse who was having his first race ever over hurdles and making a pretty promising debut, I think, at that. A second winner in third, Sam, but Sea Pigeon now moving into top gear to take second on the run to the final flight now, and Ron Barry going awfully comfortably on Sea Pigeon. I think he can take the lead whenever he wants. This is the final flight, and Sea Pigeon in fact just pings the last and touches down ahead, and it's all over surely for the favourite. He's winning on a tight rein, in fact, Sea Pigeon, from Superb Sam, who's run a good race but has no answer for the favourite's final turn of finishing speed. And this is Sea Pigeon maintaining his unbeaten record over hurdles, the third on the trot for him, coming home, ears pricked, a long way clear, and up the line it's Sea Pigeon the winner. Superb Sam passes the post now, second. Young Tom.
They come to the 7th of the 9 flights. Navigation, the New Zealand star, jumps it in the lead from Comedy of Errors in second. Then comes Tree Tangle moving into third, flashing, but Sea Pigeon coming there strongly. Coming to the second last flight now in the Cheltenham trial, and Navigation still clear, jumps it well. Comedy of Errors jumps it second, Sea Pigeon jumps it third. Then comes Tree Tangle, and Tree Tangle motoring well too, and Comedy doesn't look as though he's going to win this one. And as they round the home turn now, it's Navigation from Sea Pigeon who moves into second. Then Comedy of Errors on the outside, and Tree Tangle as they come to the final flight. It's Navigation still clear, with Sea Pigeon coming there strongly. Over the final flight, Navigation from Sea Pigeon, then Comedy of Errors and Tree Tangle racing into the final 150 yards, and it's Navigation being pressed by Sea Pigeon, and Sea Pigeon is going to come and take it up as they race to the line, and it's Sea Pigeon on the near side from Navigation on the far side, and as they come to the line, Sea Pigeon is the winner from Navigation, but Navigation fighting back. Could be a photo.
In the home straight, and it's still Marco Prince who's made all the running so far. He continues in the van. Lanzarote, the 1974 champion hurdler, remains second. Ativo, the Schweppes Fancy, is third. 4 towards the outside, Supreme Halo. 5 is Zaris, and 6 and closing now is the Hope of the North, Sea Pigeon. The only one, in fact, in this race trained in the north as they swing now towards the closing stages. They're into the home straight. They're 3.5 furlongs now from the finish, and it's still Marco Prince who's made all so far, but all the others coming to close on him now. Supreme Halo now making his bid on the outside to go up into second place. Sea Pigeon travelling very easily. John Joe O'Neill hasn't moved a muscle. So also is Lanzarote, just cruising at the moment, and Zaris is not out of it. Oh, and Lanzarote almost went at that one. Lanzarote down on his hocks, but he's up and all right. But that leaves Sea Pigeon now to come through to challenge Marco Prince and Supreme Halo, and it's Sea Pigeon surely who's going to win this. Ears pricked at the last. Sea Pigeon up and over safely, and on the run for home inside the final furlong and a half. Sea Pigeon now goes clear. Sea Pigeon is going to win the Otley hurdle, that's for sure. Marco Prince, a good run. He's led all the way until that final flight. He's going to hold on, I think, for second place. But now Lanzarote coming past him now. But it's Sea Pigeon who's going to win it. Up the line, it's Sea Pigeon the winner. Lanzarote is second. Marco Prince, the early leader, is third. And Zaris, the surprise runner here, is fourth.
Lone Eagle, Gathering Storm is making good progress with Jerry Enright. Then comes Tenora. Behind Tenora is Fast Silk, and then Dawlish, then What Do You Know? And then Sea Pigeon making ground towards the outside, but it's Anna's Prince being pressed now by Gathering Storm, Davidson, Lone Eagle, then Tenora, then Dawlish on the outside, then Sea Pigeon making good progress, but they're coming down to the second last hurdle, and it's still Anna's Prince from Tenora, Gathering Storm, Dawlish, and still making ground is Sea Pigeon. As they come to the second last now, it's Anna's Prince clear. Anna's Prince jumps it clear of Gathering Storm second, then comes Tenora, and then Dawlish, then Sea Pigeon still making good ground towards the stand side. Coming down now to the final flight, and it's Anna's Prince under pressure from Gathering Storm, Dawlish, Sea Pigeon still well in contention now as they jump the last. Gathering Storm from Dawlish on the near side, then Sea Pigeon putting in a great run, and it's Dawlish now from Sea Pigeon and Gathering Storm and Tenora, and as they race into the closing stages, Sea Pigeon and Ian Watkinson coming there with a tremendous run to storm into the lead, to put up a tremendous performance under 12 stone 7. Sea Pigeon strides away to win the Embassy hurdle from Gathering Storm and Dawlish. Sea Pigeon the winner, Gathering Storm second, Dawlish is third, and 4 Tenora and 5 True Lad, and 6 behind them came Anna's Prince, and then What Do You Know and Peter Hoffen behind them, Flying Diplomat and Fast Silk and Strombolis. Behind Strombolis was Acquaint, and then Lone Eagle, and then Quick Half, and behind Quick Half was Davidson, and the last to finish was Flash Imp. And so the result of the Embassy hurdle is first number 1, Sea Pigeon, owned by Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter Easterby and ridden by Ian Watkinson. Second was number 21, Gathering Storm, owned by Mr. D.H. Bunn, trained by Josh Gibbon and ridden by Jerry Enright. And third was number 15, Dawlish, owned by Mrs. Brown Jenks, trained by Eric Cousins and ridden by Richard Lindley. And fourth, number 6, Tenora. So Pat Muldoon wins his first race since his horses left Gordon Richards for Peter Easterby, and Sea Pigeon immediately gets a William Hill quote of 10-1. To jump, Slim Jim jumps it in the lead from Croyswood second, then comes Tenora, then Wanadike, then Sea Pigeon, multiple over on the far side. This is the second last now. Slim Jim from Wanadike on the near side, Tenora, Troyswood, multiple going strongly on the far side. Sea Pigeon now coming with a run on the near side, but it's Wanadike who takes it up now from multiple. Wanadike, multiple, and Sea Pigeon still coming there strongly on the near side. Wanadike, multiple, Sea Pigeon and Flying Diplomat, and over the last, multiple touchdown in the lead, but Sea Pigeon coming there strongly on the near side, and it's multiple from Sea Pigeon. Sea Pigeon putting in a tremendous run on the near side. Sea Pigeon is coming to take it up, but John Joe O'Neill is going to win it. And at the line, Sea Pigeon is the winner from multiple second. Flying Diplomat is third, and 4 Wanadike.
A remarkable
Pigeon in second, and third Mark Henry, and this looks all over for Sea Pigeon as he races round Reba Barrow on the outside. As they run into the straight, Sea Pigeon and Mark Birch come to take it up on the near side, and Sea Pigeon looks as though he's going to storm away with the Chester Cup. It's Sea Pigeon from Reba Barrow and Mark Henry as they race into the final 100 yards. Sea Pigeon going away from Reba Barrow and Mark Henry, the rest of them strung right out, and Sea Pigeon comes up the line to win the Chester Cup from Reba Barrow in second. Third is Mark Henry, 4 True Lad, 5 is Night Nurse.
As they start to go round the turn, and he very nearly came down there. He stumbled very badly, and this has put Prince Pepe more or less back on turn. But Broke Record still has the lead from Prince Pepe, Rivellaro. Then comes Sea Pigeon on the outside of Jap Silk. And as they now hit the 5 furlong from home marker, it's Edward Hyde on Broken Record in the lead from Prince Pepe towards the udder. Then just in behind them comes Sea Pigeon, now begin to pick up ground towards the outside of Rivellaro, and Jap Silk is now the back marker. 3.5 furlongs still to run, and there's little choose between Broken Record nearest the rails, Prince Pepe towards the centre, Sea Pigeon on the outside, and Jap Silk also picking up ground to come and join the leaders, with Rivellaro still there with a chance with 2.5 furlongs still to run, and there's little to choose now between Sea Pigeon and Jap Silk on the outside. On the inside is Prince Pepe. They have a 1/4 mile still to run, and Mark Birch is sitting there with a double handful on Sea Pigeon. He's in the lead from Jap Silk, and then comes Prince Pepe, and the back marker now is Broken Record, but they have just over a furlong to go, and it's Sea Pigeon forging away from Jap Silk. Prince Pepe and Rivellaro, 150 yards to go, and a hollow victory here for Sea Pigeon, who is staying on tremendously well now. 3, 4, 5 lengths good at Jap Silk. They come up towards the line. Sea Pigeon is the winner from Jap Silk. Rivellaro third.
The far side, Beacon Light. Over the last, it was Beacon Light still from Sea Pigeon. They're on the run for home. Beacon Light leads. Sea Pigeon being produced for his effort on the near side. There's not going to be much in it. The crowd really shouting these two home. It's Beacon Light and Andy Turnell on the far side. Sea Pigeon and Giorgio O'Neill on the near side. Sea Pigeon's getting the upper hand now and racing up towards the line. Sea Pigeon's going to win it and give Giorgio O'Neill his 96th win at the line. Sea Pigeon is the winner. Beacon Light is second.
Has fallen. That left Night Nurse in a clear lead. There's Night Nurse in the lead from Winter Melody, Sea Pigeon, Seven Sun and Beacon Light. They've got about 150 yards still to go, and it's Night Nurse holding the lead, but Sea Pigeon trying hard to get on terms. They've got about 50 yards still to go, and it's Sea Pigeon putting in a tremendous run on the near side, and he's done it. He's won the Scottish Champion hurdle for the second year running. Sea Pigeon is the winner from Night Nurse, Beacon Light on the near side, Winter Melody on the far side. Little to choose between those two for third place, followed home then by Seven Sun, and the last one over the line was in fact a decent fellow, and so the fall at the last.
Then Barry Copper, Newgate and Ativo as they round the home turn in the Chester Cup, and it's a short who's gone to the front now. A short from Nationwide, then comes Man Alive the Grey, just behind Man Alive is Palmerston, then comes Ativo, and it's a short now from the 8-year-old Sea Pigeon putting in a great run, then comes Nationwide, but it's a short from Sea Pigeon. Sea Pigeon beginning to get up, but they race into the closing stages. Sea Pigeon is going to win it again, but at the line, Sea Pigeon wins the Chester Cup, second to short and third Nationwide, 4 Palmerston and 5 Ativo. Then comes Sea Mark and Matinoli and Man Alive, and then Epilogue and Tony behind. Tony is Barry Copper behind.
I think Jimmy will kick on, but he's going to try and, there you are, he's moved across wide. A, to get some ground, B, to try and get Sea Pigeon to make a move, but Mark Birch, who's very cool in these circumstances, he's always going very well on Sea Pigeon wherever he runs. He mustn't go too soon. Jimmy's having to work now. There you are, once again, Sea Pigeon absolutely hacking over Move Off, as he always hacks over his opponents, but will he actually go through and go clear? Well, the last 2 furlongs, we join Roy.
Yes, just over 2 furlongs to go. The order's still the same. Move Off in the lead, but Sea Pigeon getting noticeably closer now. 1/4 mile to run. Move Off on the rails, being almost joined now by Sea Pigeon, and Mark Birch beginning to just ask the question now as they come below the distance. The 2 horses now stride for stride, and in fact the favourite now goes on into the lead, so it's Sea Pigeon taking up the running with 1/2 furlong to go and racing up towards the line. It's going to be a win for the favourite, Sea Pigeon, coming to the line. Sea Pigeon wins the Sam Hall Memorial from sole opponent Move Off. So the 6-4 on or thereabouts.
Third time. Hunderleela strikes the front from Grand Nice, with on the outside Sea Pigeon apparently cruising at this stage. They've got about 2 furlongs to go, and it's Hunderleela, Sea Pigeon and Grand Nice, very little to choose between the 3. A furlong and a half from home, Sea Pigeon on the outside, Grand Nice and Hunderleela, both these two under pressure, racing to the point, a furlong from home, and Sea Pigeon picking the pace, but Hunderleela sticking with him inside the final furlong. It's Sea Pigeon going on from Hunderleela. We've got a 1/2 furlong left to race, and it's Sea Pigeon from Hunderleela.
Still the fractional leader from Lochranza. Le Soleil now cruising through on the rails to join the 2 leaders, and so to a Sea Pigeon trying to come through the 2 leads. They come now to 2 furlong from home marker. And it's Le Soleil now in the lead but under pressure. Sea Pigeon going well in the centre, now just about in the lead. In fact, he is now the leader. They're running now toward the final furlong. It's Sea Pigeon under top weight in the lead, and he's absolutely coasting in. Lochranz is in second, Le Soleil is in third. They've got 150 yards still to go. What a horse this is. Sea Pigeon just absolutely shrugging off this top weight at 10 stone 2. As they come up towards the line, he quickens, and Sea Pigeon wins the Boxside Cup well from Lochranz, Le Soleil. Then comes Cooling, Voucherbook, Night Watch, followed in by Step Andre, and finally the last one over the line is Mixed Melody. And so Sea Pigeon, this horse, keeps on doing it. He was a beaten favourite of the Doncaster Cup, won by Buckskin last week, finishing fourth. Everybody thought that that race might have just taken the edge off him, but not a bit. He's won again for Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter Eastby and ridden by Mark Birch. So Sea Pigeon, the winner of the Boxside Cup. And there is a photo for second place. And so Sea Pigeon, this horse who keeps on pulling out that little bit extra. Earlier this season, he won the Ladbroke Chester Cup, and he also won the Vaux Gold Tankard and the Moe Shannon at Epsom. A very easy win, giving Pat Muldoon compensation for the defeat of Chokwara by Centurion yesterday. Let's highlight it once again as a rejoin Bruff.
And what a remarkable horse this is. Le Soleil on the right, Night Watch was the noseband, then Sea Pigeon, and then Lochranz. And to our really disbelief, because many people thought that this horse might be coming to the end of his run on the flat this year. Hard race in the Doncaster Cup and got defeated. Many people were saying, why is he running again so soon? Well, here's the answer, simply because he's a really exceptional horse. He is literally cantering past these others. Lochranz are trying gallantly to get near him, but he really is cruising. Look at him with his ears pricked. There's a real tremendous roar from the crowd. He's only once been beaten here when he was trying to give £27 to Le Mans, who after all was second in the St. Leger. Mark Birch just drives at him a bit to stop him pricking his ears. He's picking his ears at the crowd there, Sea Pigeon. And really, it's quite remarkable performance, this. He hasn't just beaten this useful field, he's absolutely thrashed them. And I must say, it's one of the most impressive things I've seen for a long time.
He certainly is a remarkable horse, this Sea Pigeon. He has a close affinity with Mark Birch, of course, who looks after him, the 5-2 favourite Sea Pigeon for the Boxside Cup. And just to endorse Bruff's remark, he has absolutely slaughtered the opposition here this afternoon. And so his successes on the flat now go to 8. And of course, as everybody knows by now, apart from his ability on the flat, he's also a top-class hurdler as well. A warm ovation for Sea Pigeon, now an 8-year-old, and there to receive him is his owner, Mr. Pat Muldoon. Either delighted, he's done it once again, and on the near side, give him a pat on the neck, is Peter Easterby, who's placed him so well this year. And the
Heloin with Sea Pigeon getting a lot closer to him. Prousteau third. Heloin with 3 furlongs left to run and 2 flights to jump, being pursued by Sea Pigeon, who's going very easily within himself. Heloin jumps in the lead, about 3 lengths clear of Sea Pigeon, who knocked the top out of that one, but didn't stop this strong, powerful horse who's coming down now with 2 furlongs to run to challenge Heloin as they come to the last flight, and pulling all over him at the moment too. Heloin on the far side, Sea Pigeon on the near side. This is the last. Sea Pigeon lands in the lead from Heloin. Prousteau third, racing into the final furlong, and Sea Pigeon going away from Heloin. Prousteau third. That's how they're going to finish as they race up towards the line, getting applause from the crowd for his nice, smooth success. Sea Pigeon the winner. Heloin is second. Prousteau third. Just jumping the last now is Salado. Just jumping it now. And so the result of the William Hill Hurdle, first number 1. Sea Pigeon, owned by Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter East.
Bird's Nest now setting light for home. And Royal Mail now beginning to lose touch, but here comes Sea Pigeon. He's chopping down the leeway, but Bird's Nest full of running as they run now towards the final quarter mile, being pursued by Sea Pigeon. Sea Pigeon, who seems to be cruising out, but Bird's Nest still has the best yard, and they come now into the final one. But Sea Pigeon, they're right on terms. They come now towards the final flight, but Bird's Nest is over first. Sea Pigeon on the near side, and they've now gone clear the other 2. They've got about 100 yards still to go, and it's Bird's Nest on the far side. Sea Pigeon fighting hard, and as Sea Pigeon now goes into the lead, and Sea Pigeon now takes it, and as they come towards the line, Sea Pigeon wins it from Bird's Nest, and those 2 finish a long way clear of Royal Mail.
9, possibly the most popular horse in Yorkshire, Sea Pigeon, one of the most popular nationwide. in the Ebor, 10 stone. The week before, John Joe O'Neill, who had the ride, had broken 3 toes in a racecourse scrape against the rail, but his medical book didn't say which foot it was. So John Joe, not being stupid, turns up here, shows the course doctor his good foot, and he's passed to ride. About 10 or 15 yards from the finish, titanic finish between Sea Pigeon and Donegal Prince, John Joe drops his hands and they go past the post like this. The whole of Yorkshire is agog and awaiting the result of this photo. And I remember standing by the old winners' enclosure like everyone else, straining my ears to hear whether the number 1 had won it, and it seemed to take an absolute eternity. And when the result came through, the place utterly erupted. The whole place went bonkers, and people were running from all corners of the racecourse to welcome back the Yorkshire hero Sea Pigeon. It was one of the greatest flat handicaps I've ever seen. Champion hurdler, been just out the frame in the Derby when he was a 3-year-old. He was a miracle horse, difficult ride, massive turn of foot, heart as big.
In the lead from Bird's Nest, Pollardstown, Connaught Ranger, and just in behind them Sea Pigeon over the second last. It was Monksfield who led. Monksfield in the lead from Pollardstown, Sea Pigeon coming there, then Bird's Nest, then comes Connaught Ranger and Royal Boxer, and round in the home turn now in the champion hurdle, and it's Monksfield in the lead from Bird's Nest and Sea Pigeon. Monksfield, Sea Pigeon and Bird's Nest are the 3 principals as they come to the last. It's Monksfield who's going to touch down just in the lead from Sea Pigeon. Monksfield and Sea Pigeon, it's a repeat of last year. The same 2 fighting it out. Sea Pigeon coming there on the near side, and Sea Pigeon's going to avenge that defeat of last year. He's striding up to the line, the veteran 10-year-old. He's won it at last. Sea Pigeon wins the champion hurdle. Monksfield is beaten for the first time in 3 years. Bird's Nest is 3rd. 4 is Royal Boxer. 5, 6 and 7 are Pollardstown, Connaught Ranger, Norfolk Dance, and then come Broadleys, and Paiute is last for France. And so the result of the 1980 Waterford Crystal Champion Hurdle, first number 11, Sea Pigeon, owned by Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter Easterby and ridden by John Joe O'Neill. Second was number 5, Monksfield, owned by Dr. Michael Mangan, trained by Des McDonough and ridden by Desi Hughes. Half a mile from home, Pollardstown jumps it in the lead from Connaught Ranger. Sea Pigeon towards the left of the picture, coming there strongly now, John Joe O'Neill, to bid for his first ever triumph at Chepstow. Over on the far side, Pollardstown jumps it in the lead from Connaught Ranger and Sea Pigeon. Coming down now to the second last flight in the Welsh Champion Hurdle, and it's Pollardstown being pressed now by Connaught Ranger and Sea Pigeon. Over the second last, Pollardstown, Connaught Ranger, Sea Pigeon. Coming down to the final flight now. Pollardstown on the far side, Connaught Ranger and Sea Pigeon, who's got it to do now as they come to the final flight. Pollardstown on the far side, Sea Pigeon coming there on the near side, in between the 2, Connaught Ranger. This is the final flight now. Sea Pigeon comes there very strongly to land fractionally in the lead, and it's Sea Pigeon now the champion, going away from Pollardstown on the far side, Connaught Ranger 3rd. A beautifully confident ridden race this by John Joe O'Neill. He was the Welsh Champion Hurdle. Sea Pigeon the winner from Pollardstown, 2nd, and 3rd is Connaught Ranger. 4th was Royal Boxer, and just coming up to the final flight now to jump it in 5th place and make a little bit of a hash of it, but get over it all right, is Johnny Tarquin. And so the result, yes, well over £150,000 he's won in first prize money. There's 6-4 on favourite in the Welsh Champion Hurdle on the flat and over hurdles. 7,200 today. So a notable double for his owner, Pat Muldoon, who will have been watching this and probably still watching. Pat, congratulations to you from Newcastle after seeing Bonol, his colours on Bonol carried successfully in the Northern Free Handicap. John Joe finally cracks it at Chepstow, and so does Pat come to that. He's had 4 previous runners here that have all performed disappointingly. And what an old hero this is. 2 lengths and 4 lengths, the official margin, and getting a great reception from the holiday crowds here at Chepstow. This 3rd winner of the Welsh Champion Hurdle for Peter Easterby, who won it in 76 and 77 with Night Nurse. And this, the champion-elect John Joe O'Neill's very first ride in the race. Amazing confidence he exudes on this horse. Really looked as though he'd got it to do after jumping the second last. So with that result, here now the starting prices.
First, a Sea Pigeon, 6-4 on, favourite. Second, Pollardstown, 5-2. Third, Connaught Ranger, 5-1, 5 ran.
John Joe O'Neill quite content to sit in behind the leaders with Sea Pigeon. He's followed them by Johnny O'Day. Then comes Abbeydale and finally move off. So they straighten out and on towards the 3 furlong from home marker. Icelanding on the outside of Rhyme Royal, and they're immediately followed by Masked Marvel. Then comes Favros, and so with 2.5 furlongs still to go, Rhyme Royal is still the leader. From Icelandic, then come on the outside Masked Marvel. Then sitting in behind the 3 leaders is Sea Pigeon. They have 2 furlongs still to go. It's Icelandic now, the fractional leader, and he's being tracked by Sea Pigeon. Masked Marvel making his bid on the outer. Rhyme Royal under pressure, and so they're running now towards the final furlong. And Sea Pigeon now unleashing his run towards the rails and cruises up to join Icelandic. They pass the furlong from home marker, and it's Icelandic, but only just. But Sea Pigeon looks as though he's going to win because he's taken up the advantage. He has 100 yards still to go, and it's Sea Pigeon holding Icelandic. They come up towards the line. So another victory here for Sea Pigeon. He wins it from Icelandic, Masked Marvel, Rhyme Royal. Then a gap then to Johnny O'Day. Johnny O'Day followed him by Abbeydale, and a long gap after that.
Home straight, just over 5 to go. Angelo Salvini, there's Billion, you can see a long way adrift with 4.5 to go, and it's Angelo Salvini kicking for home. Donegal Prince comes under pressure. Leicester Piggott cruising just behind them. So too is Sea Pigeon and John Joe O'Neill. Morvetta, no bombs towards the stand side. 3.5 to go. Angelo Salvini, Donegal Prince, Shaftesbury now just switched to the outside. No bombs on the extreme left of the picture going well. They've just got under 3 furlongs to go now. Angelo Salvini, Donegal Prince, Shaftesbury, Morvetta coming with a run. No bombs, Sea Pigeon not out of it. Shaftesbury now coming up alongside. Morvetta to dispute the lead. Sea Pigeon coming with a customary late run. No bombs up on the outside. 1.5 to go. Shaftesbury now strikes the front. Morvetta, but here comes Sea Pigeon. The old gallant Sea Pigeon with a furlong and a half to go. In with the right chance. Shaftesbury is under pressure. And here comes Sea Pigeon up on the outside. Coming inside the final furlong. The old man's comfortably taken up. It's Sea Pigeon in the lead from Shaftesbury, who can do no more. A tremendous reception here from the Red Park crowd. And Sea Pigeon stormed home his third win in the race.
The Sea Pigeon. Not much allowed. Sea Pigeon a mistake, but he's on his feet still. But that mistake, I think, could have cost him the race. Bird's Nest faltering now, and Pollardstown going on again. Racing now down to the final quarter of a mile in the Bellway, fighting 5th. Pollardstown bidding to make all the running. Bird's Nest in 2nd. Starfen 3rd. Sea Pigeon only 4th. These 4 are clear of the 3 outsiders. Handicap, Morgana and O.I. Oyston. They're running now towards the 8th and final flight. And it's Pollardstown, Blinkett, who's making all the running. From Bird's Nest coming back at him, and Starfen too. And it's between these 3 now. Sea Pigeon can't win it as they race up towards the line. Pollardstown it is, who's clear at the moment. Still going wide, getting the best ground. Sea Pigeon come at him again strongly. Then comes Bird's Nest, but coming up towards the line, Pollardstown's going to make it from Bird's Nest and Sea Pigeon. At the line, Pollardstown just the winner. A photo, though, from Bird's Nest, Sea Pigeon in 3rd, and Starfen back in 4th place. And these 4...
Metro hanging on well in 4th. This is the 8th and final flight, and here it's Celtic Ride over first, Sea Pigeon over second, but the favourite now full of running up on the near side. It's between the 2 market leaders, and Sea Pigeon now takes over the running. Racing now inside the final furlong, and John Frankham has the favourite in front of the stands. The crowds here in the stands are cheering for him. Coming up the line, the champion Harper is going to win it, and up the line, Sea Pigeon is the winner. Celtic Ride is second.
14 runners racing for a first prize of £24,051. 8,308 to the second, 4,066 to the third, and 1945 to the fourth, and going straight now 25 to 1 from 28 to 1. Winner of his last run on very heavy ground. That's Halin. Ivan King, 33 from 50. Halin, the winner of last year's Daily Express Triumph Hurdle, and very unusual to see 3 winners of the Daily Express Triumph opposed in the champion hurdle. The other 2, of course, Pollardstown and Melody. Sea Pigeon 7-4 favourite. Halin 11-2 has really taken a walk in the betting. 7's bar the 2. Slaney Idle just has his girthlet there. Star Fen walking right there ahead of Celtic Ride. The Sheepskin Nose Band, number 4, by Hewell Davis. He's bidding for his 4th success in a row, Celtic Ride. That's Going Straight, number 8. Just clipped 3 points from 28 to 25. And the starter calling him in now. Andy Tunnell adjusts his goggles. Bird's Nest. They're walking in steadily. White flag raised. Melodon and his stable companion Pollard Town together, and Melodon jumps off. Melodon fulfilling the role for which he was purchased, setting the pace as they come to the first of the 8 flights, and setting a good pace too. Melodon in the lead from Pollardstown and Going Straight. Those 3 set up a little gap there, and Ivan King has gone to the first. Ivan King, a faller at the first. The horse is up on his feet. His rider's yet to rise. They're racing towards the 2nd flight now, and it's Melodon from Pollardstown, then Going Straight, and then Bird's Nest, followed by Mount Harvard and Daring Run, and then comes America's Marty's Anger. Just in behind them, Badsworth Boy and Slaney Idle and Sea Pigeon and Star Fen. Celtic Ride is the back marker at the moment, and Ivan King's jockey up on his feet all right, and Melodon in the lead from his stable companion Pollardstown, with Going Straight 3rd and Bird's Nest 4. 5 is Mount Harvard, and 6 Daring Run as they come to jump this flight. Melodon lands in the lead from Pollardstown, Going Straight, then Bird's Nest and Mount Harvard and Daring Run, then Badsworth Boy and Marty's Anger and Slaney Idle, and Halen behind Halen is Sea Pigeon, and then Celtic Ride, and now Starfin is the back marker as they race uphill, with Melodon taking him along still from Pollardstown in 2nd. Quite a gap then to Going Straight. A further long gap then to Bird's Nest. A further gap now to Mount Harvard. They're really getting strung out. Behind Mount Harvard is Daring Run, and then comes Marty's Anger and Sea Pigeon, and Badsworth Boy and Halen and Starfin, and Celtic Ride and Slaney Idle as they run downhill now. Melodon racing towards the 3rd. The 1977 Daily Express Triumph hurdle winner in the lead from the 1979 winner Pollardstown. Then comes Going Straight in 3rd place. A gap then of about 10 lengths to Bird's Nest, Mount Harvard and Daring Run, and then Badsworth Boy and Marty's Anger, and over that one still the same order. Among the first 3, Melodon from Pollardstown, the blinkered Pollardstown. Then in 3rd place, Going Straight. A long gap then to Mount Harvard and Daring Run and Bird's Nest and Marty's Anger and Badsworth Boy and Halen and Sea Pigeon and Slaney Idle and Starfin and Celtic Ride. As they come down towards the 4th flight, these 2 stable companions have set up a commanding advantage now. Melodon from Pollardstown. Going Straight is in touch with them, but then there's a long gap to the 4th horse, which is Mount Harvard, then Daring Run close with him, then Bird's Nest on the inside, then Marty's Anger going well on the outer, then comes Halen. Behind Halen is Sea Pigeon making a bit of progress now, then comes Badsworth Boy on the inner, Slaney Idle, Celtic Ride, and finally Star Fen. As they race now uphill with 4 flights left to jump in the champion hurdle, and it's still Melodon from Pollardstown, little between the 2. A gap then to Going Straight in 3rd. Then comes Daring Run 4. Behind Daring Run is Mount Harvard, and then comes Marty's Anger, Sea Pigeon making a bit of ground. Behind them come Badsworth Boy and then Star Fen. Bird's Nest has dropped back to last. They're running downhill now. They've got 3 flights left to jump, and it's Pollardstown, the stable companion now of the long-time leader, Melodon, who's come to take a fractional advantage now. Then in 3rd place is Going Straight. Then comes Daring Run. Sea Pigeon making significant progress towards the outside. Marty's Anger still very well in touch with them too. Coming down now to the 3rd last flight with Pollardstown, the clear leader. Pollardstown jumps it in the lead from Badsworth Boy, who makes a mistake. Going Straight on the inside. Marty's Anger still well in touch. Sea Pigeon coming there with his stable companion Star Fen. Coming down to the 2nd last flight now, and it's Pollardstown from Going Straight and Daring Run. Then comes Badsworth Boy, Star Fen and Sea Pigeon at the 2nd last. Pollardstown lands in the lead from Daring Run. Sea Pigeon still coming there strongly. Then Star Fen, they're racing round the home turn now, and it's Pollardstown being pressed by Daring Run and Sea Pigeon and John Franken coming there very strongly. Coming to the final flight, Pollardstown from Daring Run and Sea Pigeon. Sea Pigeon going very strongly with Star Fen on his outside over the last. Pollardstown and Daring Run, and it's Daring Run and Pollardstown being pressed now by Sea Pigeon. Daring Run in the lead from Sea Pigeon coming to challenge on the near side. It's the old man Sea Pigeon coming to take it up, and he's going to win it as they come up towards the line. Sea Pigeon wins the champion hurdle. Sea Pigeon has just won it from Pollardstown and Daring Run. You've never heard such cheers from the crowd. Star Fen was 4, then Slaney Island and Celtic Ride and Bird's Nest behind them Going Straight and Halen. Behind Halen, Marty's Anger, and then Badsworth Boy. Behind him came Melodon, and behind Melodon was Mount Harbord. Sea Pigeon the winner, and a photo for second place, the result of the Waterford Crystal Champion Hurdle of 1981. First, number 15, Sea Pigeon, owned by Mr. Pat Muldoon, trained by Peter Easterby, and ridden by John Frankham. And a photo for second place between Pollardstown, number 14, and Daring Run, number 6, with Star Fen, the stable companion of the winner, fourth. Well, what a fantastic winning run this by John Frankham, who rode the old horse, the oldest horse to win the race since Hatton's Grace won it in 1951, rode him with such tender confidence. And what a sad moment in a way for poor John Joe O'Neill to have to watch this from the stands. But what a magnificent deputy there is John Joe. Delighted, obviously, though, that his old pal has won a second successive champion hurdle. That's the fifth that he's run in. He won it in 1980, second in 79, second in 78, fourth at his first attempt in 1977. Here he is being led.
Despite his advancing years, still looks in remarkably good shape. He's never ridden these days, but last week during the St. Ledger meeting at Doncaster, two men who knew him better than most decided to pop along and pay a surprise visit on their old friends.
Mate, I'm really looking forward to seeing this old horse. Yeah. I don't think I've seen him since I got off him when I rode him last year. When was that? And that's
at Cheltenham.
No, so I rode him in the Scottish Champion Hurdle last. That's got beats on it. Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you what, he looks amazing. God. What have you been doing with him, Polly? He looks incredible.
Very little. He lives out most of the time.
And how old is he now?
He's 20.
So I can't get over that. I mean, normally when they pack up, a couple of years and they get all scraggy. Is he living in, or is he out, or what's he doing?
He's out when he wants to be, and he's in when he wants to be. When he's ready for in and it's a cold night or it's wet, he wants to come in, he comes in, and if he doesn't want to come in, you can't catch him, even if it's raining.
Of course, I forgot he was with Gordon Richards early on when he left Jeremy Tree.
Yeah, that's right, John. He was there, and Ron Barry did a lot of the groundwork with him, because he was a very excitable sort of a horse when he first came, and Ron used to go way off, popping him over poles and logs and bowers and all sorts. So I think Ron used to come back more ladded up than the horse did.
But he's been on the go just since we walked out here now.
That's him. He just, when you see him, he brings back all the old memories, really. He potters around and he pushes you around, and he's a real irritable horse fun to ride out at home, but as he got older, he got a little bit more sensible, or I suppose we learned a little bit more about him to go with him.
Polly, do you ride him out at all now?
Not at all, no. The horse is in retirement.
I don't suppose he'd be the best ride anyway, from what John Joe's saying.
I don't think so, no.
But he does look incredibly well. I mean, you had some amazing rides on. The one that sticks out in my mind is when he nearly got stuffed in the Ebor.
Yeah,
incredible.
I think it's in most people's mind, really. I got a bit tired in the last furlong. I was pushing and kicking for a while, and the ground was pretty soft, which we didn't think he'd really enjoy with the weight on him. And I got a bit tired, and I dropped my hands thinking I'd won half a furlong down, and he thought he'd won as well.
Well, I'd seen you. The only reason I rode him is because you had that really bad break, and I think you tried to get back too early, and then you had real trouble with your legs.
That's right, yeah.
And I can remember riding him at Sandown in the Holston Pills Hurdle one day, and I remember halfway up the running thinking, I'll come too soon, because I'd already spoke to you, and that was definitely a thrill.
Well grouped as they come now to take the second last flight. Sea Pigeon being pulled to the outside, and here Celtic Ride going as well as anything. And Celtic Ride now just goes on from Golden Bar. Sea Pigeon now in close contention right behind in third place. Remezzo hanging on well in fourth. This is the eighth and final flight, and here it's Celtic Ride over first, Sea Pigeon over second, but the favourite now full of running up on the near side. It's between the two market leaders, and Sea Pigeon now takes over the running. Racing now inside the final furlong, and John Frankham has the favourite in front of the stand. The crowd's here in the stands are cheering for him. Coming up the line, the champion hunter is going to win it, and up the line. Sea Pigeon is the winner. Celtic Ride is second, Remezzo third.
I can remember coming in from that racing. Do you remember Monica, the girl that used to look after him? I think she knew more about him than Peter did.
She did, actually, yeah. I think she's a Feverdale horse, really.
Well, I'll tell you what, she was incredible. And I remember her saying that he had a bit of sinus trouble, that he'd be okay come March. And I think probably of all the horses I rode, he gave me the biggest thrill when I won the champion hurdle on him. But did you win on him the year before, the year after? I can't remember.
I think it was the year before, John, and he was really exciting ride, wasn't he? You know, the longer you sat, the faster he could go.
He was an amazing character, and I can remember that one time at Sandown when you chased home Beacon Light going to the last, and I thought he was going to run out through the wing with it.
Yeah, that's right. I think he saw Ed Burn at the side.
On the near side, Sea Pigeon, on the far side, Beacon Light. Over the last, it is Beacon Light still from Sea Pigeon. They're on the run for home. Beacon Light leads. Sea Pigeon big juice for his effort on the near side. There's not going to be much in it. The crowd really shouting these two home. It's Beacon Light and Andy Turnell on the far side. Sea Pigeon and Jojo O'Neill on the near side. Sea Pigeon's getting the upper hand now and racing up towards the line. Sea Pigeon's got to win it and gives Jojo O'Neill his 96th win at the line. Sea Pigeon is the winner. Beacon Light is second.
That was incredible. What actually happened there?
Well, I don't know, there's a gap just before the hurdle, you know, and I think really he did see somebody at the hurdle or nearby, and he just all of a sudden decided he was going to duck out.
I thought perhaps Andy just squeezed you over a bit. Sorry,
well, he wasn't helping.
You rode in no end of big race wins, flat and jumping. Which of those sticks in your mind more than any?
I think the Ebo, really, because basically both Peter and Pat Muldoon, I think, thought I got beat, and I was confident I'd won until I saw their faces. and then the steward had me in for dropping my hands as well, so it was all a bit of a panic for about 5 or 10 minutes.
And also, it was at York. I mean,
it was York, and it was a flat race, you know, and we were both jumping, really, so
really
it was great to be involved.
Incredible. Polly, he looks incredibly well. What do you do with him to keep him looking so well?
Very little. He looks after himself. He goes out every day. He's in at night. He's fed twice a day.
And I always wondered myself, I wonder if he tells the others just how good he was when he was a racehorse.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. He's always the boss in the field.
The way he's been walking around here, he certainly looks like he hasn't changed all that much in the past few years, and he looks like he's got a long way to go.
He seems very fit, very well in himself.
Polly, how are his feet? That's the other thing.
Well, I'll let him go.
He's always had notoriously bad feet, hasn't he?
Yes, but I'll let him go and you judge for yourself. He's absolutely fine.
He's a film star, isn't he? No. Yeah, old son. He's hardly changed. He's still got that frame, the shape of him. It's incredible. There you are. Well, I suppose we're... there he goes. Looks amazing. Really good form with himself.
He's moving okay there anyway, John.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I think Pete will be down wanting him back to give him preventives a reason. Yeah. Polly, that's really kind. Thanks very much for letting us look at it.
A hero that they'll have to go a long, long way to match. 7th in the Derby in 73. He won the Duke of Edinburgh Stakes as a 2-year-old. He was gelded, became a really brilliant hurdler, but came back. He won the Ebor in 79 with a 10-stoner record. He won 2 Chester Cups on the flat. He won 16 of 45 starts. £96,000. That was then a record for a gelding on the flat. Over hurdles, including John Franklin's memorable champion hurdle, he won 2 champions and he was twice runner-up to Monksfield. He won 21 out of 41 starts over jumps. A really remarkable record. You're looking at a quite wonderful horse. I'm pleased to say he's in very good hands now. John Oak, Polly Tierney, who looks after him and leading him. You just see her head hidden there at her own Slingsby stud. And the trust looking after him, which John Oakes is heading up. Sea Pigeon, brave and bold at 21, leading the group. And amongst the reasons for the huge popularity of his victory here in 79 is the local success, him being trained then by Peter Easterby in the Emble.
Pigeon's 30th birthday, we thought that it was only right and proper that we should mark it in the correct manner. So here's a birthday cake for him, and let's see if he likes it. Happy birthday, Sea Pigeon. I think he's keener on the Campbell. That's right. Okay. Okay, I've got it. Oh, hang on. I'm ready and rolling. Well, obviously, when we heard a calendar that it was Sea Pigeon's 30th birthday, we thought, well, there's only one thing that we can possibly do. So here's a birthday cake for you, Sea Pigeon, from all your fans at Calendar, and have a happy birthday.
question mark for this way.
Over this way?
Don't look at me, that's fine.
Right.
Candles.
Just hold it still then, Mark. Let's just...
Well, this is a sacred area, this. The 3 VIPs buried in here. Firstly, my late wife Marjorie was her last wish to get buried. Her ashes here with Sea Pigeon and Night Nurse. So we've done that. They've both got a headstone, and we come on different occasions like Christmas, any holidays, you know, to keep them informed. There's 3 beech trees in here, 2 different types of trees. They're very nice in summer. They look a bit lonely now, with all the leaves off. But anyway, I think it's a great resting place. The daffodils are coming up well, so the occupants must be behaving themselves. Thank you very much. Thank you.